Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm coming on because I'm working on one of my orders, and this is actually going to be for a teenage boy. So if you're interested in the video, let's get into this video. Okay, let's get started. First, we're going to start off with one of these baskets, and I have so many of these things and it's time to push some of them out. I've been working on some, but it's time to move them out. All right, the next thing I'm going to use is this watch set. And it has a watch with the bracelets and all of that kind of stuff that teenagers wear. I'm going to use some Nike socks, some Mahogany Teakwood body cream by Bath & Body Works, and then I have a Mahogany Teakwood body spray, and this is for men. And when I tell you guys, this scent smells amazing, and I use a lot of this. This product here really sells in my men's gifts. So if you haven't smelt this, next time you're in Bath & Body Works, go ahead and smell this, guys. It smells amazing. The next thing I'm going to use is this little tray, and I purchased this from DT. I'm going to use, I have a set here, and this is cologne. And these were gifted to me by my daughter, guys. She bought me so many of these things, y'all, and they are nice. Look how pretty these are for men or boys. And what I'm going to use is we're going to use the brown one. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bunch of teenage goodies and some floral here. Okay. First, I'm going to stuff my little basket here with my white paper that I purchased from Amazon. And these sheets here aren't really the real big sheets, but they'll work. You might have to use a little bit more of them, and that's fine with me, y'all. This basket came from, let's see, I think it came from Walmart last year after Easter. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this baby stuffed. Go ahead and take the price tag off of here. We got two price tags on here. So let's go ahead and put some tissue paper on top of this, and we'll carry on. We'll use just some white tissue paper and pack this basket. I know that the paper that I already use is white, but I just want to add the tissue paper on, y'all. You don't have to do that step, but it's just my preference. Okay, let me add one more sheet. Okay, we're gonna sit this to the side for a minute. We'll come back to that. Okay, let's take our tray. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our Nike socks down in this tray. And I'm just gonna fold them and put them in here just like this, guys. Not gonna put any paper or anything in the bottom of these. I'm just gonna attach them down. Let's see if I wanna use just one piece of tape and attach it right here. And another piece just to hold the two together. All right, that's gonna hold that in place like that. Okay, let's ahead and work on the other one. And like I said, I'm just gonna fold them. Not gonna put any ribbon or anything around them at this time because I feel like it's not necessary for this particular gift. Okay, let's go ahead and get a little piece of tape. And we're gonna anchor this one down as well. I'm going to be shrink wrapping this tray here so it'll all stay in place. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the other sock, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to almost roll this one, guys. Okay, before I do that, let me go ahead and put a piece of tape in the middle of this one so that them two stick together. Okay. Let's finish with this one. We're just going to roll it like this. Make sure they're straight. I'm rolling it because I want to make sure my Nike symbol is showing. And I'm going to put it on the other side of the gift right here. Down in there. And take me some tape so we can anchor it down. And we will carry on in just a second. I just don't want the sock moving. That's why I'm putting the tape in to hold it together. Even though when you shrink wrap it, you don't really have to worry about that too much. But I just want to make sure it does not shift. Okay, let's put the other one in. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to roll it. And we're just going to put this one on the other side. Make sure I put some tape in here. It looks like I need to put a piece on the bottom. And I may anchor it down a little bit with fish line, but let me keep on going. And right here, when we do this gift here, this little tray here, this actually can be used for a gift all by itself, y'all. Let me anchor this down here. Some tape. And what I'm doing is I'm putting it right in between the socks here. Placement is good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the Bath & Body Works spray and we're going to put it right up under here, guys. And this is actually going to make like a flat concept. Sure, I got them in here straight because it look a little crooked, y'all. I think it's when I put the tape in and I didn't put the tape in the right spot. That's all. Nothing we can't fix. Nothing to be too hard on yourself about. I just want to make sure the wording is nice and straight. Might take a glue dot and stick right here so that I can connect those two together. Where is my glue dots? And this is just to add like some extra added protection, not added protection, but actual, to keep the gift from shifting. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take our little cologne here and I'm going to put it right here by the spray here. Because you know sometimes when you use shrink wrap, it pulls. So I just want to anchor it down. And that's what it's looking like so far. And this right here is moving a little bit. So what I'm going to do is probably take some fish line and just go in and up under here so that I can just anchor the actual cologne down because it's heavy. So let's go ahead and do that. I had some longer pieces that I was using last night that I made a little too long. So we'll just go ahead and use this piece. And like I said, I'm just gonna go around just a little cap so that I can anchor this on. I don't even know if I have to worry about this. So what I'm gonna do is lift the actual cream up because I don't think the cream is gonna go anywhere. So we're gonna go ahead and tie that little cologne on here, y'all. So I'm gonna put this on top so that my items don't shift while I'm doing this. Down. Let me hold this like this and then go ahead and cut this off. And what I'm going to do with this is just take a piece of tape and stick on that to make sure it doesn't come off. Very nice gift. I'm pretty pleased with that, y'all. Okay, next we're going to take a piece of greenery. And we're just gonna stick the greenery inside of the bottom of the sock just to give this gift, break up some of this black. If you were doing a gift like this, you can use shred in here if you choose. But I'm not gonna use no shred, I don't think. Because I don't feel like it's necessary and I don't feel like I need it. So this is what it's looking like so far. This part is sticking over a little bit over the tray, but I'm fine with that, y'all. So let me go ahead and get this shrink wrap and then I'll be right back on. Okay, you guys, I decided to come back on and go ahead and shrink wrap this on camera. I had to make me a little bag to put on here because the bags that I have are so big. I ran out of my little bags for my gifts. So I just took a bag and cut it and made me a bag. You know, I think I order a big quantity when I'm doing gifts and thinking, okay, this is all the ones the amount I'm gonna need. Sometimes I do like 50 at one time or 100. And it's like I go through them so fast. Okay, with this, when you're shrink wrapping, you wanna make sure you're waving your gun, your heat gun, back and forth, because you do not want to burn your bag. If you do not have a heat gun, you can use a blow dryer. It will do the same thing, guys. The little bag I made turning out okay. I might make a couple of these and just have these available, y'all. This is pretty nice. And like with these rivet socks that's in here, sometimes you might have to take when you're shrink wrapping and push it down a little bit so that the shrink wrap doesn't take on the effect of the rivet socks. Well, I guess it's the design of the sock. When I went in DT the other day, I was actually looking for a, you know, one of the silver platters that we use. Like the long wide. They're not wide. They're probably about this big and maybe this long. And I use them sometimes to do my gifts for if I'm doing a centerpiece or a flat concept. And they didn't have any. So then I opted to go ahead and I was walking around looking for something that I can use. So that's when I used the platter. You want to make sure you go on the bottom because you want to make sure you have that clean look. The shrink wrap is held on tight at the bottom. Because like I said, you do not want your items shifting. Don't be intimidated by shrink wrap. You can do it. The only thing is it just takes practice. So you can do it. You got this. The only thing with shrink wrap, when you're doing shrink wrap, you want to make sure that your bag or whatever, like I had to make me a bag, because if I would have used that bag that I had, sometimes it makes that ripple effect, and you don't want to have that in your gift. I mean, sometimes you can't help it, but a lot of time that happens because the bag is too big. All right, enough of that. So what I'm gonna do is just take some tape and just put it on the end, y'all. Nothing hard. So if it does tear a little bit, that it'll be reinforced with the tape. I'm trying to get my orders out and carry on. Because for my holiday, I'm not going to be doing this. And I just put it right in here. And I'm going to bring this forward a little bit and probably take a piece of tape and anchor it onto the handle, just like that. This is going to be at an angle, and the reason I'm choosing to put it at an angle is because I do not want it puncturing my bag. And it's sharp, and it will. All that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and anchor this on here to this handle here, and we're gonna carry on, y'all. I'm gonna take a piece of my wide tape. Some people may have a problem with the tape, but I want the tape on there, so I'm using it. And it's gonna hold my items in place. And this is how the gift is gonna look in the front. All right, so that's gonna hold on its own, and maybe I might take a piece of tape and put back here, but let's carry on. I'll take my Takis, and I'm gonna anchor them to the back here. In my last video, I said I had like 3 more to do, but I told y'all that was gonna change. This gift, like I said, this gift is for a teenager. Put his goodies on the back of here, and we're gonna carry on with this gift. And that's how they look on the back. Let's see what else I want to add. I'm gonna add the nerds on this side. No, I'm not gonna add the nerds. I'm gonna put this Gatorade, this Powerade right here. And I might have to fish line that on there, but right now, as of now, I'm gonna put some tape on it and we'll carry on. Ticked off at Amazon because I ordered my glue dots probably like 4 days ago. And I have Prime, y'all, and I still have not gotten them. Let's see what else is in here. I'm gonna take the Sour Patches and put right here, and we're gonna carry on, y'all. Fold our little hook part down to keep the gift looking nice and professional, and we're gonna move on. All right, let's go ahead and attach this back here, right here. Easy. This gift is heavy. You know, I might have to fish line some things to the handle because this gift is heavy. I think because I added that, but that's fine with me. Okay, I'm gonna add some goodies in the front, and I may cover up some things. And I may cover up some things on this side. That's fine, y'all. I'm gonna take my Nerds and probably stick right here. Maybe my Chips Ahoy right here. And we're gonna carry on. This would be a nice gift for a man if it didn't have all these snacks in here. You know, with the watch and that alone. Okay, I put the Nerds in right here, and we're gonna carry on. This gift here will probably be shrink wrapped, and I'm calling it a day. Let me put these back here. I'm gonna take the Slim Jims and probably put right here on this corner here. Okay, let's go ahead and get these Oreos anchored in here. Show you what I'm doing. These Oreos in here, and we're gonna put this Trident gum in here for him. And we're gonna be calling this gift done. And like I said, this is for a teenage boy. 15 or 16. But this is our gift all the way around. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in some, let's see, a few holes I don't like, but I'm gonna put in some shred, and we're gonna carry on. Round my tape off. And the only reason why I do this is it helps hold my shred in. I got a little tiny hole here, and I don't really like holes in my gifts, but you know what? It'll be all right. See that little hole right there? No, I can't get these in there. They're too big. Let me see something. Lord. Let's see if I can get the gum right there, y'all. I'm gonna change the gum, the placement of the gum. Okay, we're gonna put the gum there. Oh, being these holes. I just don't like them in the gift, y'all. I be trying. And I'm just gonna take this little small thing of Mike and Ike's and put right here. Let me just put a little sticker over the price tag. Every time I be trying to just not worry about it. Okay, let me see. Let me get this in here and we're gonna be done with this gift. I'm not doing nothing else to it but add some shred. And this is our gift. This is hanging off a little bit because I didn't want it to puncture my little container up here. This is definitely a busy gift, but I was not gonna use my other containers for this. So today I'm choosing not to overthink something because I'm busy, y'all. Putting our shred in. I'm gonna put a piece of tape here to hold the shred, and we're gonna clean it up and we're gonna be done. Like I said, most likely this gift here is probably gonna be shrink wrapped. And I don't know if I told you why I chose to shrink wrap it in here. And it's because I was adding food into the gift, so I didn't wanna put the body products in here with the food without it being shrink wrapped. But that's all in your preference, but that's just how I choose to do my gifts, if I can. I don't want the food, because sometimes when you do gifts like that, your food will come out tasting like body care product. So if you're doing, just say for instance, you didn't want to put it in something like this, you can take and just shrink wrap the actual item and then put it in the gift. But it's all in your preference. I'm not gonna say I do it all the time, but most of the time I do. Especially if it's like these type of products here. All right, this is our gift. He's gonna be pretty happy with this. Tell me what y'all think about. To me, it's kind of busy, but I was not gonna put this gift in one of my expensive wicker gifts, in my wicker baskets, my expensive ones. I was not doing that. No, thank you. Okay, I think I'm just gonna do like a blue pull bow on here. And we're gonna call it a day. All right, this is our finished look all the way around. It's definitely a busy gift. It's busier than my normal gifts. Like I said, I may have to fish line this onto the handle there, but most likely I may not, because I'm going to shrink wrap it and it's gonna help hold it in place anyway. This gift is heavy. I'm not gonna take it off of there. Okay, if you're new to my channel, please consider like, comment, and subscribing. I would love to have you a part of my YouTube family. If you're one of my oldies, thank you so much for tuning back into another video. If you feel so inclined, please hype the video up, because what that does is it pushes my video out into the YouTube world. All right, and to all my newbies, welcome to the family. I am so happy that you're here. Into the next video, you guys, you have a safe and wonderful day and continue being productive. All right, we got this, y'all. Bye-bye.